Feminism is splitting in two, and the battle is getting ugly. On one side, the Femosphere, women who have had enough of modern delusion. On the other side, the Hypergamy Hustlers, women turning romance into a revenue stream. So who is winning? Come with me as we expose the truth.
Do women have rights in Gaza?
They should have rights in Gaza, and
Do they?
I am saying that they should have rights in Gaza. Okay, so you sound like you are in favor of, you feel like women have more rights under the Israeli.
Absolutely, yeah, they do absolutely have more rights.
Okay, I think we've got a political disagreement here.
Do you agree that Israeli women have more rights than Gazan women?
I don't know that they necessarily do.
Again, like women can leave their houses in Israel without permission of a man.
I'm gonna end this conversation now.
I'm 53. It has been several years. Where are all the good men? I'm tired of being alone. I want to share my life with someone. I am just freaking tired. I want to be in love. I want to share my life with someone. I want to feel the joys. I want to have my hands held. I want to be held. I want to kiss. I want to support. I want to make coffee with that person. I want my person. I want my person. Why is it so hard to find your person? I'm tired.
Where are all the men? Where y'all at? There's no reason there was so much female on the streets last night making trips or wherever they were going, and y'all nowhere to be found. Y'all better get up and get it going.
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it.
Feminism once fought for rights. Now it fights for relevance. What started as strength became selfishness. Instead of equality, we got ego. And out of the ashes, a fractured reality where women can't find peace and men don't want to play. Feminism had its golden age. Voting rights, workplace equality, basic human dignity. But what started as empowerment turned into entitlement. It went from women can do anything to women are always right. We raised a generation that thinks masculinity is toxic and accountability is abuse. Feminism didn't free women, it unshackled delusion. Now we have women who are 35, educated, independent, and deeply unhappy because they were sold freedom without responsibility. And the cost? Marriage, motherhood, and men, all are seen as optional or oppressive.
I saw this woman say that she would not sign a prenup and she would not take a DNA test. And she felt like it was wrong of a man to ask that. And, my question is, aren't you a bit out of order telling your husband what he can and can't ask of you? When I think of a woman that's in order, she is deferring to the authority of the men in her life. If she's unmarried, it's her father. If she is married, it would be her husband. I think there's a natural order of the world. It goes God, right? Men, women, children. So if a woman says her husband could not ask her for a DNA test or a prenup, she's out of order because she is putting herself here. She's saying, I am equal and I have an equal say in this. Trad feminists have a tendency to want all of the freedom. So they want the freedom to marry who they want, to do what they want, but they don't give their husbands the responsibility or the authority.
When I was your age, I thought the same thing, that feminism is just about equality. One of the brilliant things that the left does is they repackage words. It's clearly not feminism anymore. It's designed to actually rip apart women and men, to make women paranoid about men all the time, and every industry is controlled by a man, and to make being on your own, I want to do all by myself, aspirational. What are we even fighting anymore? Men holding doors? That's the new feminist cause? Like, no, equality means don't hold the door. No, I like having the door held for me. In a perfect world, our society was so much better when women were involved every single day with their children before we hand them over to the Department of Education. And so I do not see feminism as having accomplished anything in our society. I actually think it was a nightmare that is being repackaged in our textbooks.
Things I do for my husband that most modern women don't agree with. In no particular order, number 1, submitting to him. I don't look at me and my husband as equals. He is my head, he is my leader, and I respect and treat him as such. And there's nothing oppressive about it. This man treats me like a princess, and I love it, every single minute of it. When you have a man who you know truly has your best interest at heart, it truly makes submitting come easy. Not always easy, but definitely worthwhile. Number 2, I ask him for permission on certain things before I do it. Let's say a group of my girls and I want to go out to a place that we've never been before. I'm not going to just go. I'm going to ask my husband if he's okay with me going before I make any type of plans. And that's out of respect, because if he's not okay with where we're going, or if he's not sure about the location, then I'm not going to go. I also wash his clothes, I clean up after him, I cook for him, I serve him his plate, and I take it back when he's done. I cater to him. I literally cater to him because he's the king and he should be treated as such. And I let him have the final say on decisions. I trust his judgment at the end of the day, and I know that he's always open to hearing and considering my thoughts, but at the end of the day, he's the man. I let him have the authority, let him have the final say on what works best for us. And even if things don't go as he planned originally, I'm not going to go ha-ha and laugh in his face. I'm going to still be by his side and support him. It's okay. Lesson learned. Now on to the next thing. Period.
Doesn't it make you laugh that it literally triggers feminists when you say, like, I want to make my man a sandwich, or I want to serve him, or I want to be submissive? Why do you get so mad by that? Why does that trigger you? Like, let's just reflect for a second. When you find a good man, you love doing those things for him. I don't know about you, but I love to make my husband food. He wants a sandwich, I will go gladly make him a sandwich. He wants me to pack his lunch. No problem. That's not an issue for me. Like, why does that get you so mad when you hear other women saying they want to serve their husband or their household? Why do you guys get so triggered?
I do submit to him. He is my leader. If he doesn't want me to wear a certain outfit, then I say yes, sir, and I don't do it.
Here's where it gets interesting. Not all women bought the lie. Some woke up, they saw the rising loneliness, the crumbling families, and said, enough. A counter movement is growing, women calling out the chaos, the hypocrisy, and the delusion. They are educated, blunt, and dangerous to the narrative. Welcome to the Femosphere, a space where women preach accountability, traditional values, and dare I say, submission. They want men to lead, families to function, and feminism to sit down and be humble. They want order, structure, partnership, leadership, real love, not the Instagram version. And for that, they are called traitors to the sisterhood. And the internet hates them for it, because truth, especially when it comes from women, is seen as betrayal.
Before you lay down with a man, make sure he has spent money on you, paid some of your bills, taken you shopping, paid some of the credit card debts off, paid some of that, the car notes off, or whatever. Make sure he is investing in you towards whatever it is that he's trying to use you for. Okay? Don't go on promises, go on actions, because some of y'all be giving it up for a damn promise and y'all are done. I promise I'm gonna do this. They did it and they ain't followed through on their promise because they lied and you fell for the okie doke. So get more out of it than they're gonna get out of it, and you win. You need to be listening to false promises. Y'all need to be listening to me. I'm gonna help you get money, period. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And y'all always have to know, sometimes marriage is not the goal. Sometimes this is not the goal. Sometimes it's just what you want. Sometimes it's just what you want, whatever that is. Okay? True love shouldn't come down to money. What the heck? Every time somebody talking about money, here come a man about true love. How many times have you ever heard a man talk about true love? Most women have to pry the L word out of a man unless she starts talking about some money. I can't pay nothing with love. I can't take a trip with love. I can't feed children with love. Where is my money? You cannot just be stupid and fall in love first, then worry about the money later. No, because if you're sitting there in love and you're homeless on the street, then what? It doesn't make any sense. But why are people?
I'm talking to my women today, especially my young women, because the kitty y'all know now is not the kitty that I used to be. I used to be dumb, stupid, slow, dunce. Okay, not too much on yourself, kitty. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. The more you hold on to that man, the more you hurt yourself. You so consumed with that man that you can't even see that he's your struggle. And if you can't see that he's your struggle, that means that you can't listen to the people who are trying to warn you that he's your struggle. You show up and you show up, you do more and more just to prove your worth to this man, just for him to love you.
I just will not date a broke guy because I can afford.
That's wild. That sounds like a contradiction.
What do you mean?
So you don't date for love? Like, I just genuinely love you and we connect.
Yes.
No.
It's not about the pockets.
There's so many rich guys that approach me that I don't love and I will not be with you.
Okay.
It has. I have to have some sort of feeling. There must be,
But that feeling is like, what if you have a feeling for a broke guy and it's natural, right?
Yeah, I will ignore it.
Listen, if you have to wait until you get paid to buy me something, give me money, send me somewhere on vacation while you work, if you're going to hit me with the, babe, go ahead and pay it and I'll pay you next week when I get paid, bleh. Listen, my advice to you is to stay single and save your money. You cannot afford to be in no relationship, especially with a woman like me.
Now let's flip the coin. Meet the Hypergamy Hustlers, women who treat dating like a pyramid scheme. It is not about love, it is about leverage. They don't want husbands, they want sponsors. Emotional commitment? That is optional. Financial return? Very mandatory. These women are not your garden variety feminists. They have upgraded. They are confident, curated, and completely transactional. Everything is a performance. Relationships, vulnerability, even victimhood. Why? Because clout pays. These are women who have swallowed feminism and spat out hypergamy on steroids. They believe men are ATMs with abs. They post relationship advice that sounds more like manipulation tactics. And they don't want husbands, they want sponsors. No skills, no values, just a loud mouth and a ring light. But don't confuse them with feminists. They are not fighting for women. They are just fighting for your wallet.
You guys
Our mothers were traditional women. Women today are not traditional women. They don't have the class our mothers had. They don't have the mentality our mothers had. They don't have the patience.
What's the definition of a traditional woman?
A traditional woman thinks of her family before she thinks of her own self. That's a traditional. That's your mother. All our mothers thought of the kid, thought of the father, and thought of the house, even thought of the house helpers before she even thought of herself. That's a traditional woman.
I don't actively date. And when I tell people I don't actively date, they think it's because I'm a feminist and I hate men. No, it's because men are slow. I don't actively date because men are too slow for my liking. And I'm an educated woman. I've got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a PhD. I value men who are capable of critical thinking, appreciating nuanced thinking, and men who have high emotional intelligence. And the average man out there does not have it. Just look at this guy. And this is how a lot of the average African men, Nigerian men, Ghanaian men, African men, West African men you're meeting are going to sound like.
Like, I am interested in a slower life that isn't so stressed out all the time, or that, you know, doesn't feel like that I've got 7 different devices chirping at me, my Slack and my email and my phone, and to just be able to be present, you know, maybe not to be so, to have my life be so dictated by deadlines and tasks and doing.
Yeah, because of the pace of modern life and digital technology, a lot of us feel like kind of disconnected or disintegrated in some ways. So maybe feminism did lie to us.
Well, I think it did. I do think there's something real there.
If you don't have an exit strategy, you're fucked, hun. But the thing that gets me more than anything is, while that is true, these tradwives are making content which is monetizable. They have millions of followers. Some of them have like 10 million followers.
That's so true.
Every single video they make, they will be making money on. They'll be getting brand deals. They'll be getting ad revenue. They'll be getting a steady flow of income from their content. So actually, you're not a tradwife. You're a working content creator. You're just selling a fantasy to other people.
Exactly.
And that's
It's all
why
an
it
illusion.
pisses me off.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because I'm like, you're selling and profiting off this image that you aren't even committing to yourself. If you were really a tradwife, you wouldn't be filming this. You would be living this.
Guess wasn't 50-50. The dishes wasn't 50-50. The laundry wasn't 50-50. The cleaning wasn't 50-50. And that's an everyday motherfucking job. I come home and they got food on the table, got clothes on the bed, got shit everywhere. Like, literally. And I'm a clean person. If you've been to my house, I'm organized and clean. So every day I'm exhausted. I'm coming home, I'm cleaning my house. And yes, I do that anyways. But when it's just you, it's just you. When you are cleaning up for a man and his children and other people, it is a whole full-time job and you don't get time for yourself. And that's why women get burnt out. Period. And you're no longer happy in your relationship because you're coming home and a man is sitting on the couch because he's tired from work and you're making sure you're catering to him. And let me tell you guys all something. I have done that. And I'm not saying that I will never do it, but I'm letting you know that it feels very draining. And I'm not saying I won't do it, but when I'm going 50-50 on you,
I take pride in doing it.
So what?
I don't give a fuck. I think it's
so what?
Okay.
So what?
Cool.
So what? So what? So what?
I don't.
Now here's the twist. Both sides agree feminism is broken. But while one side wants to rebuild, the other just wants to rebrand. This is the civil war of the modern women. Accountability versus advantage, structure versus selfishness. One side is asking, how do we become better women? The other is asking, how can we win with less effort? They hate each other. And you know what? They are both viral because chaos sells. But truth sticks. This is the real gender war between women. The Femosphere wants to restore family, faith, and femininity. The Hypergamy Hustlers want luxury, lifestyle, and a life with no label. And it's all playing out online. TikTok, YouTube, podcast. It's a cultural battlefield. And while they clash, men are quietly exiting the stage. Who can blame them?
Women are going to keep themselves bitter, broke, and angry because they are mad at men. And they have this movement called decentering men. I don't think that it's new, but it's definitely a movement that is catching more waves called decentering men, where basically women are saying, that they are removing men from the center of their lives and they're not considering them. They don't care about them. They don't want to date them. They don't want to deal with them. They think that they're scary and all of this other dumb shit because they think that men are a monolith when in reality it's the culture a lot of times that keep you broke. And it also keeps you dating the same people that you don't want to take accountability for the person that you opened up your legs to and had a child with. And now you got the results and certain men don't want to deal with you and you're not getting the results that your mother or your grandmother had, and now you want to blame them and saying that they were under duress. In reality, they were happy, and they had strong families, and it translated into a strong economy and a great neighborhood, and we tore it up and we decided that we want to remove the family, and now we want to have children out of wedlock, and then they're using Red Pill as an excuse for why they want to be angry instead of dealing with their trauma.
As always, when you put women in leadership roles, what do? They fuck everything up. And the reason why the black community has the problems that it has is because it's a fucking matriarchy. The black community is a fucking matriarchy. which is why it's failed for decades upon decades upon decades. Since the Civil Rights era and the destruction of the nuclear family, okay, because it's interesting how during the Jim Crow era, when segregation was at its highest, the black community did the best. Why? Because the family stuck together, they were trying to make their own businesses, they were having their own communities. They stuck together, okay? The family unit kept things going despite the fact that they had the most persecution, the most racism, the most segregation, the most animosity against them, but they did better back then than they did now. You want to know why? Because it was a patriarchy. That is why.
What makes a high-value woman?
Oh, God.
What's that?
Concepts foreign to you. Modesty, being demure.
Modesty. What does modesty?
Yeah, modesty in character, modesty in appearance, modesty in her demeanor.
You just don't like it when a woman is outspoken. You're intimidated by that.
Bitch, you just met me like 10 minutes ago.
You up out of here. It's time for you to go.
I ain't
You're
going
not paying
nowhere.
to the rules. Call the people. Steve, call the boys.
You know what?
It is what it is. Nah, I'm good, mama. I'm good, mama. Don't touch me, mama. I'm good, mama. Don't touch me. Step out. Step out. Get up out of here. Hey, chat. We do it live. She threw a drink on the homie. It is what it is. I got another shirt. 2 minutes earlier. In your current relationship, is it open on your end? Like your man allows you to sleep with other women?
Yeah.
What about other men?
Yeah, we have open relationships, so he can deal with whoever he wants to deal with.
Is he bisexual or he's straight?
No, he's not bisexual. Oh. Baby, I like a real man.
I would say that a real man wouldn't get into a serious relationship with the woman that is open on her end and other men are smashing her. That girl's gonna be for the streets.
If you are a man in this mess, listen up. You're not crazy. You're not weak. You are simply awake. Stay away from women who only want your lifestyle but can't contribute to your legacy. Don't argue with the hypergamy hustlers. They don't want truth. They want views, validation, and Venmo. Focus on your mission. Build your kingdom. And if you find a woman from the Femosphere mindset, wife her up. That's rare value in a sea of filtered noise. Men, this is not about picking sides. It's about survival. The game changed, and so did the rules. You need to protect your time, your values, and your vision. Don't sink for a hypergamy hustler. Don't settle for chaos with curves. Seek peace, not performance. Look for women who value legacy over lifestyle, because when the filters fade, legacy is all that matters. We have seen the rise, the fall, the fallout, and what's left is a battlefield of clashing ideologies. Femosphere idealists chasing meaning, hypergamy hustlers chasing status. But while the noise rages on, one truth cuts through it all. Family, legacy, and genuine connection never go outside. If this video made you think, even just a little, subscribe, comment, and share it, because we're not just reacting out here, we are rebuilding, one honest conversation at a time. This is Yuri, signing off. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and remember, truth doesn't trend, but it always lasts.